Welcome to another meeting of TVholics Anonymous. My name is Ruru and I am a TVholic. Today, again, we have no Mimi because she's not watching this show that I am recapping right now. And I decided to recap another reality TV show. Shocker! And this one is called... Also, before I get started, there might be like a lot of noises in the background because I've just eaten and my stomach is making, like digestive sounds. So it's not me farting, guys. It's just my stomach making noises. So Sneaky Links After Dark, Dating After Dark. So that's what I watched today. And I'm going to just tell you guys my thoughts and feelings about this entire first episode. I didn't watch the whole season. I'm just recapping the first episode. So I don't know how you lot feel about it, but I do want to hear your thoughts and feelings. So comment under the episode and let me know what you guys think, because I have strong opinions about this show and it's probably not aligning with a lot of other people's opinions, but this is just my own thoughts and views on what I saw today. Okay, so we start off the show with Chloe and Spicy Mari, I believe her name, Miri or Mari, or I can't remember her name, but Chloe. So Chloe is from Too Hot to Handle, and she was also on The Circle, both Netflix reality TV shows. So she's from the Netflix reality TV family. And I thought that she did an okay job for her first ever hosting gig, and I felt proud of her because it couldn't have been easy, because she hasn't come from that world of presenting and stuff like that. She's just a contestant who's now moved on to become a host. So kind of a bit like Ariana Maddox. So she was just a reality TV show not contestant, but cast member, and now she's a host of a dating show. Yeah, they're both on the same level, I guess, but different shows. One's a brand new show, one's a huge, has a cult following, basically. So after Chloe, I just want to talk about the whole atmosphere. So there's an awkward atmosphere because of the location and the fact that all these people already know each other. So basically they brought in their sneaky links and it was awkward as hell. And they already know each other and they thought they were basically coming for a dating show with random people, but their past sneaky links turn up. And to be honest, everything about this show is a bit awkward and weird, not just that situation. Everything's awkward and weird, and the contestants look more like average Joe people. And I thought it's going to be the cast of this show is going to be Too Hot to Handle's cast, extremely hot people. But I guess not. I was just maybe I just expected this in my head. I don't know if any of you lot expected this or not. But I thought it's just going to be hot young singles, and then their sneaky links just happen to come in. They're all shocked. Not a bunch of regular folk, basically. So the place that they're filming this is a bit creepy. It's a creepy, seedy motel that they just put a lick of paint on and furnished a bit. Kind of a bit like what they did with The Circle. It's just a block of flats and they just furnished it and put a lick of paint on it. Yeah, so I think it's just the bare bones of it is still to me anyway, it's a creepy, seedy motel. I don't think any of these people actually want to settle down from the vibes that I got. And some of the women, I'm guessing, yeah, that some of the women do, because they seemed they kind of were a bit more into the guy than the guy was into them. And that's probably because the men are kind of like fuckboys. But yeah, some of the women seem like they want to settle down and the men don't. Um, and I think that most of the contestants are like a bit too damaged from their past experiences. And like I said before, that the men are just like fuckboys. Uh, I just noted down that halfway through this show, I started to scroll through my phone, and basically, I just was like scrolling through my phone and just like looking up occasionally to see what's going on. Obviously, I was still listening, but it wasn't very entertaining for me. So yeah, it didn't capture my attention. It was just boring. Like Real Housewives of Atlanta has been this season for me personally. Other people are loving it, which is weird. Anyway, I'm digressing. Um, so Netflix, I feel personally has let me down. And I think this first episode has been really underwhelming, especially being that it is the first episode of the actual season and it's a new show. And it looks like it definitely was put together on a shoestring budget. I'm not impressed in the slightest. I'm just saying, because I, like I said before, I was expecting something totally different. Also, it's a bit weird because I feel like they're focusing themselves like on like they're focusing the show on like trying to fix these like hookups, like turn these hookups into a relationship. And none of them really truly seem like they're interested or would like these relationships would work anyway. And this is just creating more awkwardness, I think. And it looks like they're just doing this to stay like the people that are like pretending. I feel like some people are pretending like in this stage of the show, like right in the beginning. I think some of them were like they understood the concept of the show after they got shocked by their sneaky link coming in. And then I feel like they were just pretending for the sake of the show to just like look like they wanted to stay in their like situationships. And it looks like they're just doing this because they're trying to like become famous. It's like giving like desperation to become famous and stay on the show. That's all I can see from this. And I don't think any one of them, maybe the short girl is into the guy that she went to high school with, and maybe she has genuine feelings. And also the blonde girl whose guy is not really into her at all, who's the tall guy, is not really into her at all. Maybe she has like genuine feelings, or like not. I don't think she has genuine feelings, but I feel like she has some kind of feelings of attachment to him, and he's not really reciprocating it. But I'm just getting a bit ahead of myself. No one truly, like I said, has any true feelings for each other, like deep rooted feelings, apart from that girl and guy that knew each other since they were in like school together. And then like I feel like the awkwardness just continues with a round of questions. So there was like a round of questions that followed, and the toxic men continue to be toxic. So Chloe was asking the questions, the host Chloe was asking questions, and I felt like you could just like see the toxicity seeping out of the guys. I had to force myself to keep watching at this point because it got a bit like just so predictable and so like basic. Then there was like shots of them doing yoga and swimming and like some people were playing table tennis, and some of them were like lounging on the sun lounges. And then we moved on to Travis and Zoe. So Travis and Zoe, I feel like looks wise, they make a cute couple, and their personalities are not quite. I don't think they know that much about each other's personalities to make like a judgment about each other, but they look like a cute couple, and they are like physically attracted to each other, noticeably physically attracted to each other, and they look like they'd go well together. Like walking down the street, they look like a couple already. They look like there's chemistry, and I'm intrigued to know what happens with them. Not very intrigued, because I do find this whole show quite boring, but I want to know what happens. And I feel, personally, I think they're the best looking couple out of all the average Joes on this show. They're the best looking so far of the people on this show, because we don't know if any other people are going to actually make it onto this show. They're going to add more like secret hookups, that not secret hookups, but like hookups that people have had in the past, or not, or like fresh new batch of singles might come in just to stir the pot. You know, these reality TV dating shows, they always have like something thrown in the middle of the show, like a wrench, so to make it more interesting. So we might just be having like like a slow, boring start, and it might develop into something beautiful. Who knows? Then I noticed that there was a girl. I forgot her name, but there's the girl laughing in the pool. She was laughing to Manny's jokes. It was just so annoying. She just kept laughing at everything that he was saying, and it wasn't even funny. And I just can't stand her laugh. It just was like grating on me. I just needed her to stop. And it was like such a fake and forced laugh. Like that, I think that's her flirtation technique. The annoying laugh. Okay, so I've got to move on from that, because she's just, even thinking about her laughing is like making my skin crawl. Then I want to talk about Colt and Angelique. So I think they really like each other from the get-go. Like there's some chemistry there. And by that I mean that they're physically attracted to each other. They're laughing and giggling by the pool, and Colt is getting a lot of physical touch in, I noticed. And now moving on to Nicole and Logan. So Nicole, I don't think Nicole and Logan are gonna last. So Nicole's just not into Logan, and Logan, I think, is into her. I don't know to what degree, because I can't really get a good read on Logan, because Logan looks a bit crazy to me. Like maybe a serial killer slash country bumpkin slash drunk frat boy vibes I'm getting. And Nicole gives me like Disney Channel vibes for some reason. Just Disney Channel in the face, I think. I can't really explain it, but she's giving me Disney Channel in the face. Okay. So then in the evening, there's a weird thing called the First Link Lowdown, I believe it was. I don't know why they named it that. It's a bit weird. It sounds like totally stupid to me. But I guess that's what Netflix wanted. So Netflix called it that. Then they get weird phone privileges to call people in the motel and arrange a hookup or meeting or whatever they want to do in the night in their rooms alone together. The strangeness of this show, I feel like, just keeps getting stranger as we go on. I don't feel like it's not like normalizing or equalizing at any point for me. It just feels like the whole vibe of the show is just weird and awkward to me. Okay. So to me, they should have just like, but I think they should have just called the show like Booty Call Motel plus your sneaky links. I think that's more appropriate right now at this stage for the show from what I've seen. And the more I think about it, this is a really stupid concept for a show. And I feel like Netflix, sorry, I've got to say this, you failed. Okay. So, talking to people on the phone at night situation kind of reminds me of like, what's that show? The Pods on Love is Blind. That's it. Love is Blind. I feel like they mashed up like Love is Blind and Too Hot to Handle, and this is basically the hideous like love child of those two shows. I don't think it's a good idea. I think it was like a half-baked concept, and some like producer or like showrunners mind, and this is what they came up with, and it's not very impressive. So also I'm just remembering that I don't know why they named that woman. What am I trying to say? Like, I, I don't know why they named that woman. I'm trying to remember her name. Chloe's, sorry, my thoughts are a bit like all over the place. Chloe's co-host. What did they name her? I don't know why they named her that. Spicy Mari, I believe. Spicy Mari. Just why? 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 Like, and they keep all the contestants, which is really annoying me. They keep referencing her as Spicy Mari. Like, why? I just don't understand. It's like it's so annoying. But it did take me a while. If they'd just given her a name, like her normal name, Mari, like I could have remembered that. But this was a bit weird. There's no good reason for that, I think. Like, is there really? I don't know. Okay, so they've got back to their bedrooms for the night and they're just like pacing around or like lying down on the bed, acting like they're not going to call someone or acting like they're not thinking about like who they want to hook up with. And they're also acting like they're thinking about Spicy Mari and Chloe, what was said to them by Spicy I was gonna say Spicy Chloe, Spicy Mari and Chloe. But basically they're acting like they're thinking about it and contemplating like, oh, we're gonna try and work on the relationships or explore or should I explore something with someone else on this show? Like I said, acting. I don't think this is I don't think they are really like contemplating anything much apart from who they want to hook up with. I think yeah, that's the only thing that's on their mind, like who they want to hook up with really, who they want to leave here with or whatever. But I guess it's like still early days and no one's really developed any feelings yet, so we can't really like I can't really make like too bold of a statement about this. And then basically what happens is we knew this was going to happen. We knew someone was going to do something like this. It always happens in a show like this with young horny people. They're going to get up to trouble, get up to no good basically. And someone did. And that someone was Colt. So basically Colt calls Angelique and she's like, "Do you want to come over right now?" And then he basically runs to her room. He says, "I'm going to run to your room." And she's like, "Oh my God, I'm so nervous." And then basically she then tells him she's going to end it with Travis. So quick to end it with Travis. And it sounded to me a bit like desperate, like let's hook up or let's do something. And I'm just declaring that I don't want to be with Travis, so we can just like move on like real quick right now. It was a bit all too much. Um, and they basically end up kissing and dry humping and rolling around the bed. Practically, they're trying to let us believe that maybe more could have happened, or maybe like that was it. We don't know. We don't know. That's to be continued. And then they cut away to, while this is happening with those two on the bed, they cut away to Avery saying that she wants to spend more time with Colt, and she'll basically she said that she'll basically eventually call someone and hang out with them another time, but she wants to focus on Colt right now. And then they keep flashing back to those two rolling around on the bed, making out. And they keep basically, like I said, making us feel bad for Avery because she wants to be with Colt. And Colt has already moved on. Lo and behold, she does not know. And she's the only one in the dark about the situation, hence probably dating in the dark because everyone's like secretly hooking up with people and no one knows what the other person's doing. And they can be possibly keeping secrets. So hopefully this show spices up a bit later. And then that's the end, and it cuts to the this is the end of the season and what's coming up, not end of the season, end of the episode, and what's coming up on Sneaky Links for the rest of the season. And this is where I just cut it off, because I don't ever watch spoilers, and especially don't ever want to watch what's coming up for an entire season, because I don't like spoilers. Spoiler alert, I don't like spoilers. So I don't watch that. So I can't tell you guys what's going to happen the rest of the season, because I'd prefer not to know. I don't know if I'm actually going to force myself to watch the next episode. I'm going to do my best to try, but I can't promise anything, guys, because basically I just want to say sorry in advance in case I don't follow through with watching it, because it's not that good, in my eyes anyway. And with that, I hopefully can come back to you guys with another episode of Sneaky Links Dating After Dark. But like I said, it's a 50-50 chance at this point. But I'm gonna... I might bail on it, I don't know. I'll do my best, guys. I'll do my best. But this show is so freaking boring, like, to me anyway, and kind of gross, like I said, because it's in a seedy, creepy motel. And it's not giving me luxury. It's not giving me like hot people. It's not giving me, something that I really want to watch. Like, I'm not really invested in any of these relationships from the start. I don't really care who gets cheated on or whose feelings get crushed in this show. It's not a really good concept either. So can you guys let me know, like, what you think of the show? If you like it or not, if you have the same opinions as me or not. And what is your reaction to what I think of the show? Because I'm sure that I'm probably the only one with this reaction. I think I'm being really harsh about this show, but I'm really not feeling it. I'll be shocked if anyone else out there feels exactly the same way as I do about this show, because I don't think it's a common opinion to have. Don't forget to rate this podcast. Please give us 5 stars. We really need it. And hopefully I'll be back with Mimi on the next episode. Bye, guys.